Hey everyone, welcome to another science lesson video recap. Today we're going to be discussing the digestive and excretory systems. Our lesson goals are to identify the major structures and functions of the digestive system, to examine how food is physically and chemically broken down by the digestive system, to identify the major structures and functions of the excretory system, and to analyze how the kidneys work. Our lesson question is, how do the digestive and excretory systems work? Just some review here for you. An organ is a group of tissues that work together to perform a common function, and muscle tissues in the stomach work together to break down food. Now, matter undergoes two types of changes: physical changes and chemical changes, and they're both going to occur when we eat. Now, digestion is the breakdown of food into simpler forms that can be used by cells. During digestion, food undergoes physical and chemical changes. The physical changes prepare the food to be broken down chemically. The chemical changes allow for the energy in food to be transformed into energy that the cells can use. Now, the structures of the digestive system include the mouth, esophagus, stomach, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, small and large intestines, and rectum. For physical changes, the teeth cut and mash food into smaller pieces, and saliva is released in the mouth that makes food moist and easier to swallow. Now, saliva also contains enzymes that break down carbohydrates into sugar molecules, and an enzyme is essentially just a protein that speeds up chemical reactions. Now, once your food is chewed up and you swallow it, it enters the esophagus, which is a tube-like structure that connects the throat to the stomach. Now, it travels along your esophagus through a process called peristalsis, which is the involuntary movement of the muscles that move food through the digestive tract. Now, the muscles of the stomach then squeeze the food and transform it into a thick liquid, and proteins in food are broken down into amino acids. Now, food enters the small intestine as a thick liquid. The majority of chemical changes take place in the small intestine. Substances from the small intestine, liver, and pancreas help break down food, and the liquid produced by the liver is stored in the gallbladder. More physical changes: fat is broken down into smaller droplets by a special liquid made in the liver. Fiber further thickens the liquid. And for chemical changes, fats, proteins, and carbohydrates are further broken down so our bodies can use their nutrients. Now, the nutrients are then absorbed by finger-like structures found in the small intestines called villi. In the villi, blood absorbs the nutrients and sugar molecules and carries them to the cells. In the large intestine, some of the water is removed and the remainder becomes waste material. Waste material then travels through the rectum and exits the body at the end of the rectum. Now, the excretory system gets rid of waste produced from cellular processes. Blood containing waste materials enters the excretory system through the kidneys. And in the kidneys, waste materials are filtered out from the blood. Now, the waste material, now in a liquid form called urine, flows to the ureter, a tube that carries urine from the kidney to the bladder. In the bladder, urine is temporarily stored until the body is ready to excrete it through a tube called the urethra. Now, a nephron is the functional unit of the kidney where blood is filtered and urine is produced. Blood is filtered in a capsule, and sugars and water are recycled back into the blood, and urine empties into the ureter. This brings us back to our initial lesson question: how do the digestive and excretory systems work? Well, the digestive system works by breaking down food through physical and chemical changes into a simpler form that can be used by the cells. And the excretory system removes the waste substances from the body in the form of urine. Now, that is it for today, guys. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out on Google Classroom, and we will talk to you guys soon.